When Unwoo Kang, Seoul's most feared mafia boss, found a stranger crying beside his dead son's grave, he was ready to destroy her for trespassing on sacred ground. But the moment his surviving child, mute for 3 months since his mother's murder, whispered her name, everything changed. This woman wasn't just any stranger. She was the last person his eldest son spoke to before he died, and somehow, impossibly, the only person who could make his broken boy smile again. What Ayla Carter didn't know was that loving a man like Yunwoo meant painting a target on her back, and their enemies were already watching, waiting to use her heart against them both, because when a kingpin falls in love, everyone he's ever wronged sees their chance for revenge, and they're about to discover that some men will burn down the entire world to protect what they love. Subscribe right now and comment below if you believe true love is worth any price, because this story is about to prove that some hearts are worth going to war for. Ayla Carter's feet burned inside her worn sneakers. The double shift at the diner had drained every ounce of energy from her 28-year-old body. She walked slowly down the cracked sidewalk toward home. The evening air felt cool against her face. Streetlights flickered on one by one. She checked her phone. 8:47 p.m. Kai would be waiting. Ayla, her 7-year-old sister, ran toward her from their apartment building steps. "You're late." "I know, baby." Ayla felt exhaustion settle deep in her bones. "Did you eat the sandwich I left?" "Yes." Mrs. Park checked on me twice. Ayla felt relief wash over her. Their elderly neighbor had become their guardian angel. Without her help, child services might have already taken Kai away. "Good girl. Go brush your teeth. I'll be up in a minute." Kai hugged her tightly. "Where are you going?" "Just somewhere quick. I promise I'll be back soon." Her sister's eyes found hers. "You always come back." "Always," Ayla whispered. She watched Kai disappear into their building. Then she turned toward the bus stop. Her chest tightened with the familiar ache. The cemetery was a 30-minute ride away. She made this trip once a month. Tonight felt different. Tonight felt necessary. The gate stood open. Moonlight cast long shadows between the headstones. Ayla walked the familiar path toward the back section. Her breath caught in the cool air. She stopped at a simple grave marker. "Danny Cho," she read aloud, 26 years old. He had been her co-worker at the diner, a kind man who always shared his tips when she fell short. 3 months ago, a drunk driver had taken his life. "I lost my job again," she said to the stone. "Mr. Kim says I'm too distracted." The silence stretched around her. She felt tears building behind her eyes. "I don't know what to do anymore." A sound made her turn. Soft crying came from somewhere nearby. She followed the sound through the maze of graves. In the distance, she saw a massive marble headstone. Fresh flowers covered every inch of its base, expensive roses and lilies. This was clearly a wealthy family's plot. The crying grew louder. Ayla found a small boy sitting beside the elaborate grave. He couldn't be more than 7. His black hair fell across his face. His small shoulders shook with silent sobs. "Hey," she said softly. The boy didn't look up. He wore expensive clothes, dark pants and a white button-down shirt. Everything about him screamed money. "Are you okay?" Still no response. Ayla felt worry creep up her spine. She sat down carefully on the grass beside him. Not too close, just near enough to offer comfort. "It's okay to cry," she said. "Sometimes that's the only thing that helps." The boy's crying slowed. He still didn't look at her. "I come here to talk to my friend. He can't answer anymore, but I think he still listens." She began to hum softly. An old lullaby her mother had sung. Before the drugs, before everything fell apart. Heavy footsteps approached from behind. The air shifted. Something dangerous entered the space. Ayla felt her breath catch. "Get away from my son." The voice was ice. Pure menace wrapped in calm words. Ayla scrambled to her feet and turned around. A man stood 10 feet away, tall and broad-shouldered. His black suit fit perfectly. His dark eyes held no warmth. I was just..." "You were trespassing." His voice was deadly quiet. "This is private property." Ayla felt terror race through her veins. He was crying. You thought wrong." The man moved closer. Each step was measured, controlled. Ayla backed away toward the path. "I'm sorry. I'll leave right now." Something shifted in his expression. The boy had grabbed onto Ayla's jacket sleeve. His small fingers clenched the fabric tightly. The man froze. His eyes found hers again. This time confusion replaced anger. "June," he said softly, "let go." The boy looked up at Ayla for the first time. His face was tear-streaked. His eyes were enormous and dark. "It's okay," Ayla whispered to him. "Go to your father." June released her sleeve slowly, but he didn't move toward his father. "I have to go," Ayla said. She walked quickly toward the cemetery gates. Her hands shook as she fumbled for her bus fare. Behind her, she heard the man's voice speaking rapid Korean. On the bus ride home, her heart wouldn't stop racing. The next morning arrived too soon. Ayla stood behind the diner counter at 6 a.m., her eyes burned from lack of sleep. "She looks terrible," whispered one of the other waitresses. "Maybe she's on drugs too." "Just like her mother," another voice added. "Poor people always end up the same way." Ayla felt anger flash through her chest. She kept wiping down the same coffee cup, over and over. The bell above the door chimed. Ayla looked up to see Marcus walking in, her ex-boyfriend, the man who had stolen her savings and disappeared for 6 months. "We need to talk," he said. "I'm working." "This can't wait." Mr. Kim, the diner owner, appeared from the kitchen. "Take your break, Ayla, 5 minutes." She had no choice. Marcus followed her to the alley behind the building. "I need money," he said immediately. "I don't have any. Don't lie to me. You always find a way." Her chest tightened with fear. "I have nothing, Marcus. We barely make rent." "Then figure it out. I owe some dangerous people." "That's not my problem anymore." His hand shot out and grabbed her wrist. "Everything changed when you decided to keep my kid. Kai isn't your daughter. You signed away your rights. Courts can change their minds, especially when they hear about your family history." Ayla felt her breath catch. "You wouldn't. Try me. I need $5,000. You have 1 week." He released her wrist and walked away. Ayla stared after him. Her entire body trembled. $5,000 might as well be 5 million. When she returned to work, she dropped 2 plates and spilled coffee on a customer. Mr. Kim called her to the back. "You're distracted lately," he said. "This isn't working. Please, I need this job." "I'm sorry, Ayla. Come back when you get your life together." She cleaned out her locker in silence. The other waitresses watched her leave. None of them said goodbye. Outside on the sidewalk, she felt lost, completely and utterly lost. A black sedan sat parked across the street. She noticed it because everything else on the block was old and rusted. This car was pristine. The windows were tinted. She couldn't see inside, but she felt watched. 3 days passed in a blur of job applications and rejection. Ayla's bank account showed $37. Rent was due in 4 days. She found herself walking toward the cemetery again. She didn't plan it. Her feet just carried her there. The same marble headstone came into view. No fresh flowers this time, but the boy was there. June sat in the exact same spot. This time he wasn't crying. He stared at the grave marker with solemn eyes. "Hi," Ayla said quietly. He turned toward her immediately. His face brightened slightly. "Are you here alone?" June nodded. Then he patted the ground beside him. Ayla sat down carefully. "What's your father's name?" The boy pointed at the headstone. Ayla read the Korean characters aloud as best she could. "Your mother?" June nodded sadly. "I'm sorry. That must hurt a lot." She pulled out a small wildflower she had picked on the walk. She placed it gently near the base of the stone. "Sometimes flowers help, even little ones." June reached into his pocket. He pulled out a piece of candy and set it beside her flower. "That's perfect," Ayla said. The boy's small hand found hers. He held on tightly. They sat in comfortable silence for several minutes. Ayla felt peace for the first time in days. Movement in her peripheral vision caught her attention. A figure stood behind a large oak tree about 50 yards away. Even at this distance, she recognized the broad shoulders, the perfectly fitted suit. June's father was watching them. Their eyes met across the cemetery. He didn't approach, but he didn't leave either. Ayla squeezed June's hand gently. "I should go home now." The boy's face fell. He shook his head. "I'll come back, I promise." She stood up slowly. June grabbed her sleeve again, this time more desperately. "It's okay. I won't disappear." Something shifted in his expression. Hope mixed with fear. Ayla walked toward the cemetery gates. Behind her she heard footsteps, heavy, measured. She didn't turn around, but she knew June's father was following at a distance. At the bus stop, she finally looked back. The man stood near the cemetery entrance, watching, waiting. The bus arrived and she climbed aboard. Through the window, she saw him pull out a phone. Her breath caught as a terrible thought occurred to her. What if he thought she was a threat? Ayla's landlord knocked on her door at 7 a.m. the next morning. Mrs. Chen was normally patient. Today, her face showed no mercy. "Rent was due yesterday," she said. "I know. I need 3 more days. You said that last month and the month before?" Ayla felt desperation claw at her throat. "Please, my sister. Your sister is not my responsibility. You have until Friday, then you're out." The door slammed shut. Kai appeared in the hallway wearing her school uniform. "Are we moving again?" she asked. "Maybe, but somewhere better this time." Ayla hated lying to her sister, but the truth would only cause more fear. After walking Kai to school, she returned home to find something impossible. June stood on the sidewalk in front of her building. A man in a dark suit stood beside him, clearly a bodyguard. "What are you doing here?" Ayla asked. June ran toward her immediately. He wrapped his arms around her waist. "Hey, buddy, how did you find me?" The bodyguard spoke into an earpiece. "She's here." Within minutes, another black sedan pulled up. The rear door opened. Yunwoo Kang stepped out. In daylight, he was even more intimidating. His face was carved from stone. His dark eyes missed nothing. "We need to talk," he said. "About what?" "About my son." June still clung to her waist. She could feel him trembling slightly. "He won't leave," the bodyguard explained. "He's been standing here for 2 hours." Yunwoo's jaw tightened. "Get in the car." "No." His eyebrows rose slightly. "Excuse me. I said no. I don't know who you are or what you want." "You know exactly who I am." The air between them crackled with tension. Ayla felt fear and defiance war in her chest. "I'm not getting in a car with you." "Then we'll talk here." He dismissed the bodyguard with a slight nod. The man moved 20 feet away but kept watching. "June hasn't spoken in 3 months, Yunwoo said quietly. Ayla felt surprise wash over her. "He's mute." "Not mute. Silent. There's a difference." She looked down at the boy still attached to her waist. His dark eyes pleaded with her. "What does that have to do with me? Yesterday he spoke." Her breath caught. "What did he say?" "Your name." "Ayla." The world seemed to tilt sideways. How does he know my... I had you investigated." Anger flared in her chest. "You what?" "You approached my son twice, in a cemetery where my wife is buried, where my other son is buried." The words hit her like physical blows. "I didn't know. I never meant... I know." His voice softened slightly. "But that doesn't change what happened." June looked up at her with desperate eyes. "He won't eat, won't sleep. He keeps saying your name." Ayla felt her heart break a little. "I'm sorry, I never wanted to confuse him." "It's too late for apologies." Yunwoo stepped closer. His presence was overwhelming. "I'm offering you a job. Help my son. Be whatever he needs." "I'm not qualified for that. You're the only person he's responded to in months." The silence stretched between them. Ayla felt trapped between impossible choices. "I have my own sister to take care of." "Bring her." "What?" "My house has plenty of room. She can go to private school. You'll both be safe." Something in his tone made her stomach drop. "Safe from what?" His eyes found hers, cold and serious. "From the people who want to hurt anyone I care about." Ayla felt the world shift beneath her feet. Everything suddenly made sense. The expensive cars, the bodyguards, the way everyone seemed afraid of him. "Sayosi, yes," one word, but it changed everything. "I can't. I won't put Kai in danger." "She's already in danger. Your ex-boyfriend owes money to very bad people." Her blood turned to ice. "How do you know about Marcus?" "I know everything about you, Ayla Carter, including the fact that you have nowhere else to go." June tugged on her jacket. When she looked down, he was shaking his head frantically. "He doesn't want me to leave," she said. "No, he doesn't." Yunwoo's voice was barely above a whisper, "and neither do I." The admission hung in the air between them, raw and unexpected. "Why?" she asked. "Because yesterday was the first time I've seen him smile since his mother died." Ayla felt tears threaten behind her eyes. This dangerous man was just a grieving father. "I need time to think." "Time is something we don't have." As if summoned by his words, her phone rang. Unknown number. "Don't answer it," Yunwoo said sharply. But she already had... "Ayla." Marcus's voice was panicked. "They're coming for you. Tonight. Run." The line went dead. Yunwoo was already moving. Get June in the car, now. What's happening? Exactly what I warned you about. His hand found the small of her back, gentle but firm. You're out of time, Ayla, and out of choices. She looked down at June. His small face was tight with fear. Behind them, another car was pulling slowly down the street, moving too deliberately, hunting. Please, Yunwu said quietly. Let me protect you. Ayla felt her entire world balance on the edge of a knife. If I say yes, then you're mine to protect. Both of you. The weight of those words settled over her, heavy and irreversible. The hunting car was getting closer. Ayla lifted June into her arms and ran toward Yunwu's sedan. Behind them, she heard car doors slam. Men's voices, urgent and angry. Drive, Yunwu commanded, as they dove into the back seat. The world blurred past the windows as they sped away from her old life. June curled against her side. His small voice whispered something in Korean. What did he say? Ayla asked. Yunwu's eyes found hers in the rearview mirror. He said, thank you. Her chest tightened with emotion she couldn't name. Outside the window, Seoul rushed past in a stream of lights and shadows. She was no longer Ayla Carter, struggling waitress. She was something else now. Something that belonged to the dangerous man beside her. The thought should have terrified her. Instead, for the first time in years, she felt safe. The mansion loomed against the night sky. Gates opened silently as their car approached. Ayla felt her breath catch at the sheer size of it. This is where you live. This is where we all live now, Yunwu said quietly. June had fallen asleep against her shoulder during the drive. His breathing was soft and even. I need to get Kai, Ayla said. Already handled. She's waiting inside. Her chest tightened with worry. You took my sister. I rescued your sister. There's a difference. The car stopped in a circular driveway. Stone lions flanked the entrance. Everything screamed wealth and power. How do I know you're telling the truth? Yunwu's eyes found hers. Because I'm the only one who has nothing to gain by lying to you. A woman appeared at the front door, elderly but strong-looking. She bowed slightly as Yunwu approached. Hana, he said in English. This is Ayla and June. The woman smiled warmly. Welcome home. Inside, the mansion was even more overwhelming. Marble floors stretched endlessly. Crystal chandeliers cast rainbow patterns on the walls. Ayla! Kai's voice echoed from the grand staircase. Her sister ran down the steps wearing clean pajamas. Her face was bright with excitement. This place is amazing. And look, Kai held up a small tablet. They gave me this to do homework. Ayla felt relief flood her system. Kai was safe, happy even. Did anyone scare you? Ayla asked. No. The nice lady gave me dinner and showed me my room. Your room. Hana stepped forward. The children's wing has been prepared. Very safe. Very comfortable. Yunwu lifted the sleeping June from Ayla's arms. We'll talk more tomorrow. You both need rest. Where will I sleep? The blue room. Hana will show you. He carried June toward a different hallway. The boy stirred slightly but didn't wake. This way, Hana said gently. The blue room was larger than Ayla's entire apartment. A four-poster bed dominated the space. Floor-to-ceiling windows overlooked manicured gardens. There are clothes in the closet, Hana explained. All your size. How did you... Mr. Kang is very thorough. Ayla felt unease creep up her spine. He had my measurements. He had you watched for your own safety. Nothing inappropriate. The older woman's voice was kind but firm. You can trust him, dear. He protects what matters to him. After Hana left, Ayla sat on the enormous bed. Her hands shook as the day's events caught up with her. She was in a Mafia boss's house. With her sister, because his son had somehow chosen her, none of it made sense. A soft knock interrupted her thoughts. Come in. Kai peeked around the door. Can I sleep with you tonight? Of course, baby. Her sister climbed onto the bed. Ayla, are we safe here? I think so. The man seems sad, not scary. What man? June's daddy. His eyes look like yours when you miss Mama. Ayla felt her chest tighten. What do you mean? Hurt, but trying to hide it. Her 7-year-old sister saw too much. Always had. Go to sleep, Kai. Tomorrow will be better. But as she held her sister close, Ayla wondered if she had just traded one kind of danger for another. Morning light streamed through the massive windows. Ayla woke to find Kai already gone. Panic shot through her chest. She threw on a robe from the closet and ran downstairs. Voices came from what looked like a dining room. And then the princess found the dragon, Kai was saying. June sat beside her at a long table. His eyes were bright with interest. "Good morning," Hana called from the doorway. "Breakfast." "Where's—" Ayla started. "Mr. Kang had business. He'll return this afternoon." Relief mixed with disappointment. She wasn't sure which feeling was stronger. "Ayla, look." Kai held up a plate of perfectly arranged fruit. They cut it into flowers. "That's beautiful." She sat across from the children. The dining room was formal and intimidating. Gold-framed paintings lined the walls. "This feels too fancy for me," she said to Hana. "You'll adjust. Everyone does." June pushed a glass of orange juice toward Ayla. He smiled shyly when she thanked him. "He likes you," Kai observed. "He keeps looking at you." "How can you tell?" "You don't speak Korean. Smiles are the same everywhere." After breakfast, Hana gave them a tour. The house had 12 bedrooms, 6 bathrooms, a library, and a media room. "There's also a gym and indoor pool," she explained, "and the gardens are lovely for walking." Everything was beautiful and cold. "Where are all the people?" Ayla asked. "What people?" "Staff, guards, other family. Security stays outside mostly. Mr. Kang values privacy." They passed a room with the door slightly ajar. Ayla glimpsed exercise equipment and a wall of weapons. "That's off limits," Hana said quickly. "I wasn't going to—" "Just making sure you understand. There are rules here." The warmth in Hana's voice had disappeared. Ayla felt like a guest who had overstayed her welcome. In the afternoon, Kai and June played in the gardens. Ayla watched from a window seat in the library. The children's laughter drifted through the glass. For the first time in months, Kai looked truly carefree. "They get along well." Ayla spun around. Yunwoo stood in the library doorway. He had changed from his suit into dark jeans and a sweater. "You're back." "I said I would be." He joined her at the window. His presence made the large room feel smaller. "Kai is good for him," he said. "June is good for her too. She's never had friends her own age." "Why not?" "We moved too much. I couldn't keep her in one school long enough." His jaw tightened slightly. "That won't happen here." "You can't promise that." "Yes, I can." The certainty in his voice made her stomach flutter. Outside, June was teaching Kai a clapping game. Both children giggled when they messed up the rhythm. "He hasn't played in months," Yunwoo said quietly. "What happened to him?" "I mean, besides losing his mother." Something shifted in his expression. Pain flashed across his features before he could hide it. "Another time. He's going to need therapy, professional help." "He has you." "I'm not qualified." "You're exactly what he needs." Yunwoo turned to face her fully. "You make him remember how to be a child. Children need structure, boundaries, not just someone who lets them do whatever." "What are you suggesting?" Her temper flared suddenly. "I'm suggesting you actually parent him instead of hiding behind work and bodyguards." The air in the room went cold. Yunwoo's eyes hardened. "You don't know anything about my situation. I know that boy spends most of his time alone. I know he's desperate for attention from his father. Watch your tone." "Or what? You'll throw me out?" "Go ahead. But first explain to June why the only person who makes him smile is leaving." They stared at each other across 3 feet of charged space. Ayla felt her heart hammering against her ribs. "You have no idea what you're talking about," he said. "Then explain it to me." "I don't owe you explanations." "Fine, but don't expect me to fix what you broke." She walked toward the door. Her hands shook with residual anger. "Ayla," his voice was softer. She stopped but didn't turn around. "You're right." The admission hung in the air between them. "I don't know how to do this without her." Ayla felt her anger drain away. "Without who?" "My wife. She was the parent. I was just the provider." She turned back to face him. The proud, dangerous man looked lost. "Children need both," she said gently. "I know." The silence stretched between them. Outside, Kai and June were building something with garden stones. "I could help you learn," Ayla offered. "Why?" "Because he deserves a father who shows up." His eyes found hers, vulnerable and grateful. "Thank you." Dinner that evening was different. Instead of the formal dining room, they ate in a smaller breakfast nook. Yunwoo sat with them instead of working in his office. "Tell me about school," he said to both children. Kai chatted about her favorite subjects. June listened intently but didn't speak. "What about you, June?" Ayla prompted gently. The boy looked at his father nervously. "It's okay," Yunwoo said. "Whatever you want to say." June whispered something in Korean. "English, son, so everyone can understand. I like math." Ayla felt her chest tighten with emotion. Yunwoo's breath caught audibly. "That's wonderful," he managed. "Your mother loved math too." "She did. Yes. She helped design buildings before you were born. Like a scientist. Like an architect." June's face lit up with interest. "Can I be an architect?" "You can be anything you want." It was the longest conversation father and son had shared since Ayla arrived. She watched Yunwoo struggle to keep his composure. After dinner, they played a board game in the living room. June sat between Ayla and his father every few minutes. He would look back and forth between them. "What is it, buddy?" Ayla asked. "Are you staying forever?" The question landed heavily. Ayla glanced at Yunwoo. "I'm staying as long as you need me," she said carefully. "I need you forever." Her heart broke a little. "We'll figure it out as we go." That night, she found Yunwoo on the terrace outside the library. He stood looking out over the gardens. "Thank you," he said without turning around. "For what?" "For giving him back his voice." She joined him at the stone railing. The night air was cool against her face. He just needed to feel safe. So did I. The admission surprised her. She looked at his profile in the moonlight. "Are you safe?" "I am now." Something in his tone made her pulse quicken. "Because of the security. Because of you." The words hung between them, heavy with meaning she wasn't ready to examine. "Yunwoo, I know this is temporary. I know you'll leave eventually. I didn't say, you don't have to. I can see it in your eyes." He turned to face her. "But while you're here, everything feels possible again." Ayla felt her breath catch. The intensity in his gaze made her stomach flutter. "This is complicated. Everything worthwhile is—" A sound from the gardens made them both turn. A figure moved between the trees near the back wall. "Get inside," Yunwoo said sharply. "What's wrong?" "Now." He pulled out his phone and spoke rapid Korean. Within seconds, floodlights illuminated the entire yard. Nothing, no one. But Ayla felt watched, hunted. Who was that? "I don't know. But they shouldn't have been able to get this close." His jaw tightened with anger. "Security will be doubled starting tomorrow. Maybe I should take Kai and—" "No. But if we're putting you in danger, you're not leaving." The finality in his voice made her shiver. "This is my fault," she said. "If we weren't here, if you weren't here, June would still be silent, and I would still be dying inside." He stepped closer. "You saved us, Ayla. Both of us. I didn't do anything special. You showed up. You stayed. You cared." His hand found hers, warm and strong. "That's everything." 3 days passed quietly. Ayla settled into a routine with the children. Mornings in the garden, afternoons in the library, evenings with Yunwoo. She began to understand the household's rhythm. Guards rotated every 6 hours. Meals appeared precisely on time. Everyone moved with quiet efficiency. "It's like a military operation," she told Hana. "It has to be. Mr. Kang has many enemies." "What kind of enemies?" "The kind that don't forgive mistakes." That evening, June asked if he could sleep in Ayla's room. "Bad dreams," he explained. "Of course." She made a nest of pillows on the floor beside her bed. June curled up happily with a stuffed animal. "Ayla?" His voice was sleepy. "Are you my new mom?" The question hit her like a physical blow. "What do you think?" "I think yes. My heart feels happy when you're here." Tears burned behind her eyes. "I'm glad your heart feels happy. Does your heart feel happy too?" "Yes, buddy. It does." Within minutes, he was asleep. Ayla watched his peaceful face in the moonlight. A soft knock made her look toward the door. Yunwoo stood in the hallway. "Is everything okay?" he whispered. "Nightmares. He wanted company. He's never done that before. Never. Not since—" His voice caught. "Not since his mother died." They stood in the doorway watching June sleep. The moment felt intimate, domestic. "He asked if I was his new mom," Ayla said quietly. Yunwoo's breathing stopped. "What did you tell him?" "I asked what he thought, and he said yes." The silence stretched between them, heavy with unspoken feelings. "Would that be so terrible?" he asked. "What?" "Being his mother. Being what?" "Mine." The word hung in the air, raw and vulnerable. Ayla felt her world tilt sideways. Yun-woo, I know it's too soon. I know you barely know me. It's not that. Then what? She looked at his face in the dim light. Desperate hope mixed with fear. I'm scared, she whispered. Of me. Of this. Of caring too much. It's too late for that. He was right. She was already in too deep. Tell me about them, she said suddenly. Who? Your wife. Your other son. Something shifted in his expression. Pain so deep it took her breath away. Not tonight. When? When I can say their names without falling apart. Her chest tightened with emotion. How long has it been? 8 months, 2 weeks, 3 days. He knew exactly, down to the day. What were their names? Soo-jin and Min-ho. He was 9. Tears slipped down his cheeks. The first time she had seen him cry, they were everything good in my world. Ayla reached for his hand without thinking. Tell me what happened. They were coming home from Min-ho's soccer practice. A car followed them from the school. His voice broke. It should have been me. I was the target. Yun-woo, they died because of who I am. What I do, that wasn't your fault, wasn't it? The pain in his voice made her heart ache. Children shouldn't pay for their parents' choices, but they do, every day. He looked at June sleeping peacefully on the floor. I can't lose him too. You won't. How can you promise that? Because I won't let it happen. The words came out before she could stop them, but she meant them. Why? He asked. Because he's mine now too. They stared at each other across the darkened room. Something fundamental had changed. And you, he whispered. Are you mine? Ayla felt her breath catch. I think I have been since that first night in the cemetery. He stepped closer. I've never felt this before. What? Hope. His hand cupped her face gently. You make me want to be better. You're already good enough. Not for you. Not for them. Yes. You are. The moment stretched between them, fragile and perfect. From the floor, June stirred in his sleep. They both looked down at him. He needs us both, Ayla said. Yes, he does. So, what do? We figure it out together. She nodded. Together. It felt like a promise. A beginning. Outside the mansion, shadows moved along the perimeter wall, watching, waiting. But inside, 3 broken people had found each other. And that felt like everything. The next morning brought trouble. Ayla woke to raised voices in the hallway. Men speaking rapid Korean, urgent and angry. She checked on June, still sleeping peacefully. Good. She slipped out of the room and crept toward the stairs. Yun-woo stood in the foyer with 3 men in dark suits. Found this morning, one was saying in English. He held up a brick with paper attached. Even from a distance, Ayla could see red stains. Oh, what does it say? Yun-woo asked. Return what you stole, or we'll take it ourselves. Her blood turned cold. Whatever this was about, she was in the middle of it. Double the perimeter guards, Yun-woo ordered. No one gets within 50 yards of this house, so maybe you should consider. I'm not sending them away. But if Minjai is escalating, then we escalate back. Minjai, the name from the outline, the rival who would eventually capture her. Ayla backed away from the stairs. Her hands shook as she returned to her room. This wasn't just about protection anymore. She was a target. An hour later, Yun-woo knocked on her door. His face was carefully neutral. We need to talk. I heard. You heard what? Voices. Arguing. Something about a brick. His jaw tightened. You shouldn't have been listening. Am I a prisoner here? You're protected here. That's not the same thing. He closed the door behind him and leaned against it. Someone left a threat, specifically about you. What kind of threat? The kind that means you can't leave this house, not until it's resolved. Ayla felt panic claw at her throat. Oh, for how long? However long it takes. What if I want to leave? That's not an option. You can't keep me here against my will. Watch me. The words were soft but absolute. She was trapped. What about Kai? What about June? They stay too. All together. All safe. This is insane. This is reality. He moved toward the window and pulled the curtains closed. Your window faces the south gardens. There's a blind spot in camera coverage near the fountain. Why are you telling me this? Because someone threw that brick through your window at 4 a.m. Her stomach dropped. My window. The glass was cleaned up before you woke. She looked toward the window, new glass, perfect and unmarked. They were in the house. They were on the grounds, close enough to target your specific room. Ayla felt fear settle in her bones. What do they want? Me. But they'll use you to get to me. Then let me go. Take Kai and... No. Yunwoo. I said no. His voice was steel, final and uncompromising. You're mine to protect now. That doesn't change because someone makes threats. I'm not yours. Aren't you? The question hung between them, heavy with truth neither wanted to acknowledge. This isn't what I signed up for. You didn't sign up for anything. You just showed up and changed everything. He turned to face her fully. And now I can't let you go. Can't. Or won't. Both. The honesty in his voice made her shiver. What if they hurt Kai to get to me? They won't get the chance. You can't promise that. Yes, I can. He stepped closer. Do you know what I do for a living, Ayla? Generally, I control territory. I eliminate threats. I protect what's mine. I'm not... You are mine. June is mine. Kai is mine now too. His eyes burned with intensity. And I've never lost anything I was determined to keep. What if the cost is too high? There is no cost too high. The certainty in his voice should have frightened her. Instead, it made her feel safer than she had in years. So what happens now? Now you stay close. You trust me. And you let me handle the rest. That's it. That's everything. He moved toward the door but stopped with his hand on the handle. There's something else. What? Starting today, you sleep in the main house, not this wing. Why? Because if they come again, I want them to have to go through me to reach you. The words sent heat through her entire body. Where will I sleep? Wherever you feel safest. His eyes found hers, dark and full of promise. My room is at the end of the hall. That evening, Ayla moved her belongings to a room 3 doors down from Yunwoo's. The space was smaller, but felt more secure. Why can't we stay together anymore? Kai asked. It's safer this way. Safer from what? Ayla felt her chest tighten. Bad people who want to hurt us. Will Yunwoo protect us? Yes, baby, he will. Good. I like him. He makes June smile. He makes you smile too. Kai nodded seriously. And he makes you smile. Your eyes look different now. Different how? Less scared. After putting Kai to bed, Ayla found herself restless. She walked to the library and pulled a book from the shelf. Can't sleep. She turned to find Yunwoo in the doorway. He wore dark pajama pants and a white t-shirt, more casual than she had ever seen him. Say too much thinking. About what? Everything. This situation, the threats, what happens next? He joined her by the bookshelf. What happens next is, we keep you safe. For how long? However long it takes. She felt frustration build in her chest. That's not an answer. It's the only answer I have. They stood close together in the quiet room. The air between them felt charged. Can I ask you something? She said. Anything. Do you ever regret getting involved with me? His breath caught. Never. Even though it's brought danger to your house. You brought life to my house. His hand found hers, warm and steady. Before you came, we were just existing, going through motions. And now we're living again. Something shifted in his expression. Raw vulnerability mixed with desire. Ayla, don't. Don't what? Don't say something we can't take back. What if I want to say it anyway? Her heart hammered against her ribs. What if I'm not ready to hear it? Then I'll wait. The promise in his voice made her feel weak. What if you get tired of waiting? Impossible. He stepped closer, close enough that she could feel his warmth. I've been waiting my whole life for you. You don't even know me. I know enough. His thumb traced across her knuckles. I know you put others before yourself. I know you're brave even when you're terrified. Yunwoo, I know you love my son almost as much as I do. Tears threatened behind her eyes. He's easy to love. So are you. The words hung between them, heavy with meaning she wasn't ready to accept. This is complicated. Everything worthwhile is. She pulled her hand away reluctantly. I should go to bed. Should, but you don't want to. He was right. She wanted to stay here in this quiet space with him. What do you want from me? She asked. Everything. The honesty in his voice made her shiver. I can't give you everything. Then give me what you can. What if it's not enough? It will be. She looked at his face in the dim light, strong and beautiful and completely focused on her. I'm scared. Of me. Of this. Of feeling too much. It's too late for that. He was right again. She was already lost. Tomorrow could change everything. she said. Then let's make tonight matter. They spent the next hour talking quietly on the library sofa, about books, about childhood memories, about dreams they had never shared with anyone. I wanted to be a teacher, Ayla said. Why didn't you? Life happened, my mother's addiction, having to take care of Kai. You still could. After what? After this is over. She felt sadness wash over her. When this is over, we'll go back to being strangers. No, we won't. How can you be so sure? Because some things can't be undone. His eyes found hers, dark and intense. Like what? Like the way June looks at you. Like the way you've changed everything about this house. Like what? Like the way I feel about you. Her breath caught. How do you feel about me? Like I've been walking around with half a heart my whole life, and you're the missing piece. Tears slipped down her cheeks. Yunwoo, I know it's too soon. I know this situation is insane. It is insane, but it's also real. He reached up and wiped away her tears gently. Tell me you don't feel it too. I feel it. Then why are you crying? Because I'm terrified of losing this. You won't lose it. People always leave, or get taken away. Something shifted in his expression. Understanding mixed with determination. I'm not going anywhere, ever. You can't promise that. Yes, I can. His hands cupped her face gently. I've lost too much already. I won't lose you too. What if you don't have a choice? There's always a choice. The certainty in his voice made her feel safe and scared at the same time. What if I disappoint you? Impossible. What if... He silenced her with a finger against her lips. Stop. Stop looking for reasons this won't work. What if I can't help it? Then I'll remind you every day why it will. The promise hung between them, heavy with hope she was afraid to trust. And I should go, she whispered. Stay, Yunwoo. Just for tonight, just until you feel safe. She looked at his face, open and vulnerable in the lamplight. Where? Wherever you want. Your room. If that's what you need. It was. She needed to be close to the one person who made her feel protected. Just sleeping, she said. Just sleeping. They walked down the hall together. His room was larger than hers, but surprisingly simple. Her king-size bed, a reading chair, family photos on the nightstand. Ayla looked at the pictures. A beautiful woman with kind eyes, two young boys with identical smiles. She was lovely, Ayla said. She was everything good about my world. I'm sorry you lost her. I'm sorry too, but I can't live in the past anymore. His eyes found hers. You taught me that. How? By showing me what the future could look like. They lay down on opposite sides of the enormous bed, careful not to touch, but Ayla felt his presence like warmth against her skin. Thank you, she whispered. For what? For making me feel safe. Always. His voice was already drowsy. Within minutes, his breathing deepened. Ayla lay awake, listening to the sound, steady and comforting. For the first time in years, she felt truly at peace. 3 days passed in quiet domesticity. Ayla and the children stayed close to the house. Yunwoo worked from his office but joined them for every meal. This feels normal, Kai said one morning. What does? Eating together, June teaching me Korean words, you smiling more. Ayla felt her chest tighten. It did feel normal, like they were a real family. Don't get too comfortable, she warned herself as much as Kai. Why not? Because this isn't permanent. But even as she said the words, she wondered if they were true. That afternoon, Hana asked her to help with grocery shopping. Security will come with us, she explained. Very routine. Ayla felt excitement at the prospect of leaving the house. Can the children come? Better if they stay. Less conspicuous. The market was crowded and normal. Ayla had forgotten what regular life felt like. People buying vegetables and talking on phones and complaining about prices. It's nice, she told the bodyguard, being around other people. He nodded but kept scanning the crowd. They finished shopping quickly. Hana paid while Ayla loaded bags into the car. A hand grabbed her wrist. Don't scream. A man she had never seen before, young and angry looking. Let go of me. You're coming with us. No. She tried to pull away. His grip tightened painfully. But where's the bodyguard? She looked around frantically. He was nowhere to be seen. Help! She shouted. A van pulled up to the curb. The door slid open. Get in! No! She fought as hard as she could, but there were 3 of them now. Strong hands dragged her toward the vehicle. "Ayla!" Hana's voice came from behind them. The older woman ran toward them. "Let her go!" One of the men pushed Hana hard. She fell backward onto the pavement. "Hana!" Ayla was shoved into the van. The door slammed shut. The engine roared to life. Through the rear window, she saw Hana struggling to stand. Blood trickled from her forehead. "Who are you?" she asked her captors. "Shut up!" The van sped through Seoul streets. Ayla tried to memorize turns and landmarks, but everything blurred together in her panic. 20 minutes later, they stopped in front of a warehouse, grey and industrial and isolated. "Move." They dragged her inside. The space was mostly empty except for chairs and tables. A few men stood around smoking cigarettes. "Sit." She was pushed into a metal chair. Someone tied her wrists behind her back. "What do you want?" "We want Kang to remember his place." A new voice, older and more confident. She looked up to see a man in an expensive suit approaching, handsome in a cold way. "Minjae Seo," he said. "Perhaps Yunwoo has mentioned me." Her blood turned to ice. This was the rival from the outline, the one who would capture her. "He hasn't." Typical. He never was good at sharing information. Minjae pulled up a chair and sat across from her. "Do you know why you're here?" "To hurt him." "Smart girl." "Yes, to hurt him very badly." "I'm nobody. Just a babysitter." "You're much more than that. I've been watching." Fear crawled up her spine. "Watching what?" "The way he looks at you. The way he's changed since you arrived." "You're wrong." "Am I? Then why did he go to war with 3 families to keep you safe?" Her heart stopped. "What? You didn't know? How interesting." Minjae smiled coldly. "He's killed 12 men in the past week, all because they threatened you." The world tilted sideways. "That's not true. Shall I show you pictures?" "No. He's become obsessed. Reckless. Weak." "He's not weak." "No? Then why isn't he here yet?" Ayla felt tears threaten behind her eyes. "How long have I been here?" 3 hours. Long enough for him to know you're missing. Maybe he doesn't care." "Oh, he cares. He's probably burning down half of Seoul looking for you." Minjae leaned forward. "The question is how many people he'll sacrifice to get you back." Meanwhile, across the city, Yunwoo stood in his office surrounded by maps and laptops. His jaw was tight with controlled rage. 20 possible locations, one of his men reported. "Then we hit all 20. "Sir, that will require—" "I don't care what it requires." His phone rang. Unknown number, Kang. "Hello, old friend." Yunwoo's blood turned to ice. "Minjae, I have something of yours. If you've hurt her, she's unharmed. For now. What do you want?" "Your territory south of the river, your shipping routes through Busan, your weapons contacts in Japan. That's half my operation." "Yes, it is." The silence stretched between them. "You have 1 hour," Minjae said. "I need more time." "You have what I said, 1 hour, or she starts losing fingers." The line went dead. Yunwoo felt rage consume him completely. "Sir," one of his men asked carefully, "prepare everything. All our weapons, all our men. For which location?" "For all of them." His voice was deadly quiet. "We're going to war." Back at the warehouse, Ayla sat in terrified silence. Minjae had left her alone with 2 guards. They ignored her mostly. Her wrists were raw from the ropes. Her shoulders ached from the awkward position, but her mind was focused on one thing. June. He would be looking for her, wondering where she went, maybe thinking she had abandoned him like his mother had. The thought broke her heart. "Please," she said to one of the guards, "can I make a phone call?" "Shut up. Not to Yunwoo, to his son, just to tell him I'm okay." I said shut up. Time crawled by. Every minute felt like an hour. Finally, Minjae returned. His expression was satisfied. "Your boyfriend is very predictable." "What did he say?" "He's coming. With everything I asked for." "You're lying." "Am I? He values your life above his empire." Ayla felt her chest tighten. "He wouldn't give up everything for me." "Wouldn't he?" Minjae showed her his phone. Text messages from Yunwoo. "I accept your terms. Where do we meet?" "When?" she whispered. 1 hour. At the old shipping yard." "What happens to me?" "That depends entirely on how cooperative he is." The warehouse door exploded inward. Men in black tactical gear poured through the opening. Gunfire erupted immediately. Ayla threw herself sideways off the chair, her heart hammered against her ribs. "Take cover!" Minjae shouted. but his men were already falling. The tactical team moved with military precision. Through the chaos, she heard a familiar voice. "Ayla!" Yunwu appeared beside her. His face was fierce and focused. "Are you hurt?" "No, but my hands." He cut through the ropes quickly. She rubbed her wrists to restore circulation. "Stay down," he said. But Minjae was already moving toward them, gun raised. "Drop your weapons!" he shouted. The gunfire stopped. Yunwu's men froze. "Let her go," Yunwu said. "I don't think so." Minjae pressed his gun against Ayla's temple. She felt the cold metal against her skin. "You came sooner than expected, and brought more than we agreed. You hurt Hana. The deal changed. The deal was your empire for her life. Take it." Ayla felt shock wash over her. "Yunwu, no. It's just business. I can rebuild. But I can't rebuild you." Minjae laughed. "How touching. The mighty Kang brought low by a woman." "By love," Yunwu corrected. The admission hung in the air, raw and honest. "Let her walk away," Yunwu continued. "Then we'll talk terms." "I think not." But Ayla was already moving. She threw her elbow back hard into Minjae's stomach. He doubled over in pain. The gun clattered across the concrete floor. "Now!" Yunwu shouted. His men moved instantly. The warehouse erupted in controlled chaos. Yunwu grabbed Ayla's hand and pulled her toward a side exit. Behind them, Minjae's voice rose in fury. "This isn't over." "Yes," Yunwu called back. "It is." They burst through the exit into bright sunlight. 3 black cars waited with engines running. "Get in." Ayla dove into the back seat. Yunwu followed immediately. As they sped away, she looked back at the warehouse. Smoke rose from broken windows. "Is everyone okay?" she asked. "Everyone that matters." His hand found hers, steady and warm. "I thought I lost you." "You didn't. When I got the call, I know." They looked at each other in the car's dim interior, both shaking with residual adrenaline. "You came for me," she said. "I'll always come for you, even if it costs everything. Everything else is just things. You're irreplaceable." The words hit her like physical blows. "Yunwu, I love you." The admission filled the car, honest and unashamed. "I love you, Ayla Carter, and I'm done pretending I don't." Her breath caught in her throat. "This is crazy." "Yes, it is. We barely know each other. I know enough. People don't fall in love this fast. People do exactly that, every day." She looked at his face, open and vulnerable. "What if this doesn't work? What if it does? What if—" He silenced her with a gentle finger against her lips. "Stop looking for reasons to run away. I'm scared. So am I." "Of what?" "Of losing you. Of not being enough." "You're enough. Then say it." "What?" "That you love me too." The words stuck in her throat. Too big. Too important. "Ayla, say it. I love you too." The admission felt like jumping off a cliff, terrifying and liberating. "Say it again." "I love you, Yunwu Kang." This time the words came easier. He leaned forward and kissed her softly. The first time their lips had touched, sweet and tentative and perfect. When they broke apart, both were breathless. "Was that—" she started. "Perfect. I was going to say stupid. Also that—" They both laughed, the tension breaking into something lighter. "So what happens now?" she asked. "Now we go home. To the mansion. To our family." The words made her chest tight with emotion. "Our family? June, Kai, you, me. Is that what we are? That's what we've always been. We just finally admitted it." The mansion appeared ahead of them, home. The word had never felt more real. June ran out the front door before their car even stopped. Kai was right behind him. "Ayla!" both children shouted. She opened the car door and knelt down. 2 small bodies crashed into her arms. "We were so scared," Kai said. "I knew you'd come back," June added. "I knew Dad would find you." "Of course he did." She looked up at Yunwu. He watched them with an expression of pure contentment. "Are you hurt?" Kai asked. "No, baby, just tired." "Good, because June taught me how to make Korean pancakes, and we wanted to surprise you." "That sounds perfect." Hana appeared in the doorway with a bandage on her forehead. "Welcome home," she said warmly. "Are you okay?" "Nothing that won't heal, unlike some people I could mention." She looked pointedly at Yunwu and Ayla. "What does that mean?" Kai asked. "It means," Yunwu said, lifting his daughter into his arms, "that some kinds of hurt make you stronger." "Like what kinds?" Like the kind that comes from loving someone so much it scares you. Kai looked between him and Ayla. Are you scared now? Terrified, Ayla said honestly, but happy too. Very happy. Good. Me too. That evening they ate dinner as a family. Real family. Not strangers pretending anymore. June chatted about his day. Kai described the Korean words she had learned. Yun-woo listened to everything with complete attention. I have something to tell everyone, he said when dessert was finished. The children looked at him expectantly. Ayla and I have decided something important. What? June asked. We're going to stay together. All of us, forever. Like a real family, Kai said. Oh, we are a real family. June grinned widely. Does that mean Ayla is my mum now? Ayla felt tears threaten behind her eyes. Do you want me to be? Yes, more than anything. Then yes, I'm your mum now. He launched himself across the table into her arms. I love you, Mum. I love you too, June. Kai climbed onto Yunwoo's lap. Are you my dad now? Do you want me to be? Yes. Then I'm your dad. Good. Because I already told everyone at school you were. They all laughed. The sound filled the enormous dining room with warmth. Later, after the children were in bed, Ayla and Yunwoo sat on the terrace, overlooking the gardens. So what happens now? She asked. Now we build a life together. What about your business? The danger. Minjae won't be a problem anymore. Something in his tone made her shiver. What does that mean? It means he made the mistake of threatening my family. Yun-woo. Some lines can't be uncrossed, Ayla. He crossed one today. She felt understanding wash over her. He's dead. He won't hurt anyone again. Do you really want to know? She thought about it. About the man who had terrified her, who had threatened her children. No, I don't. Good. Because that part of my life is separate from this part. Can you keep it separate? For you, for them, I can do anything. He turned to face her fully. Marry me. The words hung in the air, sudden and perfect. What? Marry me, Ayla. We've been together less than 2 weeks. I don't care. People will think we're crazy. Let them. What if nothing? What if you just say yes? She looked at his face in the moonlight. Strong and beautiful, and completely focused on her. Is this really what you want? You're all I want. You and the children and this life we're building. Even though I come with baggage. Your baggage makes you who you are. Even though I have no money, no education, no family connections, you have the only thing that matters. What's that? My heart. The words hit her like physical blows. Yunwoo, and say yes. Yes. Say it again. Yes, I'll marry you. He kissed her then, deep and passionate and full of promise. When they broke apart, both were breathless. When? He asked. When what? When will you marry me? Whenever you want. Tomorrow. Tomorrow. They both laughed at the impossibility of it. Maybe next month, Ayla said. Next month, after the children have time to adjust. They're already adjusted. They chose us before we chose each other. It was true. June had brought them together. Kai had accepted them immediately. So what do we do now? She asked. Now we go to bed, together, in my room, as a family. All of us? The children can build a fort in the sitting room, make it an adventure. They'd love that. So would I. They found June and Kai already building the fort, pillows and blankets everywhere. Or can we sleep here tonight? June asked. Together? Kai added. If that's what you want, Yunwoo said. It's what we want, both children said simultaneously. So they spent their first night as an official family in a blanket fort on the sitting room floor. Ayla lay between Kai and June. Yunwoo's hand found hers in the darkness. I love you, he whispered. I love you too. All of us. All of us. Outside the mansion, Seoul slept peacefully. Inside, 4 hearts beat in perfect rhythm. For the first time in their lives, they were all exactly where they belonged. 6 months later, Ayla stood in the garden watching June and Kai race through the sprinklers. Their laughter carried across the manicured lawn. Her wedding ring caught the sunlight, simple but perfect, like everything else in her new life. Happy? Yun-woo's voice came from behind her. Impossibly. His arms wrapped around her waist. His hands rested on her still flat stomach. How are you feeling? Tired, but good. The doctor said everything looks perfect. I know. They had gotten the news yesterday. Their first child together. A little brother or sister for June and Kai. Are you scared? She asked. Terrified. Good, me too. But excited? So excited I can barely breathe. June ran toward them. Mom, Dad, watch this. He did a cartwheel across the grass. Perfectly executed. Beautiful, Ayla called. Kai taught me. Their daughter appeared beside him. I'm teaching him gymnastics. He's really good. Everything okay with you two? Yunwoo asked. Perfect, they said together. Good, because we have news. Both children looked at them expectantly. In about 7 months, our family is going to get bigger, Ayla said. Bigger how? June asked. A baby, Yunwoo explained. Both children screamed with excitement. They ran toward the adults in a tangle of arms and legs. Really? Kai shouted. Really? Ayla confirmed. Can we help name it? June asked. Of course. And teach it things. Everything you want to teach. They spent the rest of the afternoon planning for their new sibling, names and nursery colors and what toys to buy. That evening, Yunwoo tucked both children into bed while Ayla rested on the library sofa. So they're excited, he said when he returned. Almost as excited as I am. He sat beside her and pulled her feet into his lap. Any regrets? He asked. About what? This, us, the chaos we've created. She thought about it seriously. 6 months ago she had been struggling to survive, alone and afraid and desperate. Now she was married to a man who worshipped her, mothering 2 incredible children, carrying a baby she already loved desperately. None, she said finally, even though it happened so fast. Especially because it happened so fast. Why? Because if we had waited, I might have talked myself out of it. Never. You don't know how scared I was. I know exactly how scared you were. I was scared too. He massaged her feet gently. What were you most afraid of? That it was too good to be true. That I'd wake up and it would all be gone. And now? Now I know some things are too real to disappear. Like what? Like the way June calls me Mom without thinking. Like the way Kai trusts you completely. Like what else? Like the way you look at me when you think I'm not watching. How do I look at you? Like I'm everything you never knew you needed. His breath caught. You are. I know. They sat in comfortable silence. Outside, night settled over their perfect world. Do you ever think about that first night in the cemetery? She asked. Every day. Do you think this was always meant to happen? I think 2 broken people found each other when they needed it most. And they decided to build something beautiful from the pieces. Ayla felt tears threaten behind her eyes. Happy tears. I love our life, she said. So do I. I love our children. So do I. I love me? You most of all. He leaned forward and kissed her softly. Still perfect after all these months. Ready for bed? He asked. Ready for forever. They walked upstairs together, past the children's rooms where soft breathing marked peaceful sleep, past the nursery they would soon decorate, to their own room where everything had started. No regrets? Yunwoo asked one more time. So only one. What? That it took us so long to find each other. We found each other exactly when we were supposed to. How do you know? Because look what we built in just 6 months. He was right. They had built everything. Safety, love, family, hope. What do you think happens next? She asked. Next we raise our children. We grow old together. We live happily ever after. Like a fairy tale. Like real life. But better. Ayla looked at him in the moonlight streaming through their bedroom window. Her husband, her partner, the father of her children. 6 months ago, she had been crying beside a stranger's grave. Now she was home. I love you, Yunwoo Kang. I love you too, Ayla Kang. Outside their window, Seoul sparkled with millions of lights. But inside their home, everything was peaceful. 4 hearts, soon to be 5, all beating together. They were finally, completely, perfectly home.